And we have seen a tremendous amount of vaccine hesitancy, unfortunately, in the Black and Hispanic community. Okay, Black America, only 67% of Black Americans say they definitely will get the vaccine or probably get the vaccine. So the Black community has tremendous vaccine hesitancy. Okay, that is a real problem. The people who should be ripped up and down right now are people like Louis Farrakhan, who's literally going out there and telling his millions of followers that the COVID vaccine is a vial of death. Have you seen any media coverage of this? If a major conservative figure who had met with a bunch of members of Congress were out there literally telling people that the COVID vaccine was a vial of death, you know that would be at the front of every single newspaper, right? Conservatives deny vaccine efficacy. And yet here was Louis Farrakhan doing just that. Democratic members of Congress have met with this guy. They continue to meet with this guy. Have you seen a headline?
Oh my gosh, listen guys. Oh my gosh, I can't believe Louis Farrakhan is telling people not to take the vaccine. Oh my gosh, black people aren't taking the vaccine. Oh my gosh. And then like 2 years later, he's like, oh, everybody just wants to ask all these questions. Why is everyone asking questions? Oh, you have questions? You're just asking questions? Shut up, Gwen Shapiro. You should be asking more questions, because when you act like you know everything, you end up trying to shame two races into getting the vaccine. Black and Hispanics. We get it. You wanted Black and Hispanic people to take the COVID vaccine. Me, I'm a better journalist, a better analyst, a more honest guy, and I'm smarter than you. So all COVID, if you look at my reporting, instead of trying to shame two quote unquote minority races into injecting themselves, I was doing reporting on the history of Pfizer, Robert Kennedy clips, which were great, explaining the liability shields that they had, everything about it. The fact that it was in the Pfizer and Moderna mRNA, it wasn't like a traditional vaccine. At least educating your audience and asking questions can help people come to their own conclusions rather than trying to shove a product down their throat and yelling at Louis Farrakhan for not wanting people to get it, who I'm sure he's called anti-Semitic at least 5 times. I'm not sure. It's probably more like 500, but who knows? I don't really watch his show, so I have no idea. But during 2020, like listening to Ben Shapiro, I'd rather listen to Rachel Maddow and The View on loop at a higher decibel at 5 times speed, which is literally like water torture. But it's like, Ben sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, get the vaccine, black people. Oh, why is Louis Farrakhan telling you not to? Why are you wrong about so many things that actually matter? And why am I 2 years ahead of you? Am I so much smarter than you? Or are you just dishonest? I'm not really sure. But either way, there's no strategic reason for me to listen to you rather than just make breakdown videos showing everybody what a phony you are. And you know what? Speaking of which, I'm going to play it again just so people could see it again. How is a man who got the pharmaceutical COVID vaccine wrong, in his own words, he said later, he wore this little jean jacket. It looked like he bought it at Oshkosh Bagosh kids store or something.
We were lied to by the scientists. We were lied to by Pfizer. We were lied to by the government. We were lied to by the Biden administration. We were lied to. I don't like being lied to. I don't know about you. And it makes me not believe these people. Now, as I've spoken out before, I got vaxxed twice, or I'm double vaxxed.
He puts on this jean jacket. Oh my gosh, listen, oh my gosh, I'm not wrong because the government and Pfizer lied and I believe them. Why do you believe Pfizer and the government? Oh, I know why. Ask me, little Oshkosh Bagosh Gwen Shapiro, fraud. It's because not only do you not ask questions, but you shame and talk trash about everybody who does ask questions. So here's that compilation again, just to show you what's going on over there.
Right, this is the game that is played by so many corrupt commentators, just asking questions. I don't have to show you evidence that something terrible is happening. I don't have to actually demonstrate how the thing is happening. I don't have to tell you who the problem is. Wink, wink. But I can just tell you right now that there is a problem. But even, and if I'm asked about it, hey, I'm just asking questions. I think that you don't care enough to know or know enough to care. I think that the vast majority of people who are in the just asking questions business have an answer that they want to suggest, but they know there's no evidence for it. So instead they hide behind just asking questions. In other words, they're completely full of shit. And we have seen a tremendous amount of vaccine hesitancy, unfortunately, in the Black and Hispanic community. Okay, Black America, only 67% of Black Americans say they definitely will get the vaccine or probably get the vaccine. So the Black community has tremendous vaccine hesitancy. Okay, that is a real problem.
It's a great presentation of the false paradigm. Left and right, red and blue. It never matters if you're being led by people like this, like people like Jeremy snoring, who tell you, oh, you hate America if you question the moon landing. You hate America if you question the war methods. You hate America if you're like Tucker Carlson and you question this. It's like, no, you don't.